All right, LeAlan Jones, man. I'm so glad you're here. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Good to be talking to you. We're getting ready to close out on 2025. I think we started the year talking, and we're gonna end the year talking.
I mean, that's, well, hey, what's one thing I do? I'm talk. People know me as Talking Mark. That's the only thing I can do good is
No
run my
problem.
LeAlan Jones. What is on your mind?
It's the end of the year. I think we got a year of the Trump administration. It's been a year since Joe Biden has been in office. Just a lot going on in the world. You got what's going on in City Hall with the city budget being prepared, and hopefully they get it voted so there isn't a shutdown on the 31st. The state has its issues. The county has its issues relative to the home monitoring situation. So just a lot going on in Chicago, and I think it's all relevant to demonstrate that there's a complete shift in local politics, and it's forcing the people that usually are comfortable. They're very uncomfortable now, and I'm very excited about that.
You watch the news, but there's a lot of people who's just like, I got to turn it off. I don't give a damn what Donald. They say I don't give a damn what Donald Trump is doing or Mayor Brandon Johnson, whoever mayor, whatever city they in. They don't care. Why do you care what's going on in the world?
I think you care when you pay property taxes, when you want to live in a civil society. I think you have to pay attention to what's going on, and you can't. I mean, you're going to pay for it irrespective if you pay attention or not. Every time you make a purchase, every time you walk outside, everything that you exist around is a byproduct of the political process. So either you on the table or you on the menu.
Oh, yeah, they have plans now. I watch the news, but well, Donald Trump is Donald Trump. Mayor Johnson is Mayor Johnson. I do vote, but what I like doing is sometimes commenting on social media. Do you ever comment on social media or
Oh,
have
without
a?
a doubt. It's therapeutic to comment on social media. It's very I mean, you get to see a lot of people's commentary. I'm friends with a lot of politically in the know type of people, so you get to see what they're trying to generate from a social media perspective and what they're trying to spend, and you get the opportunity to chime in.
You know what freaks me out is that all I do is listen to media. I mean, news media all day. I need to get help, but I'm just astounded when they report that the economy is bad and people really don't understand the economy like there is an economy and there's your own personal economy. Why do you think so many Americans, and maybe I'm wrong, the Americans, a lot of Americans, they really don't understand the quote unquote, the economy, and they don't even understand their own economy?
That's how the politics thrives, is that people just get in survival mode without understanding their frameworks to living as a successful participant in society. And it takes a lot of diverse skill sets to be able to function in society. And understanding the economy, I mean, it's like I said again, either you're going to be good at it, or you're going to be bad at it, but you're participating in it irrespective of your knowledge of, or your skill set. And
So, hey, what is your go-to news organizations and
I don't
paper?
have any. I right now I get more from the podcast, the YouTube podcasters. I get a lot of the newsletters that I'll read, and just individual conversation with people that are from different parts of the world or in different industries to be able to gain my insight on what are the political dynamics that I should be focusing on and navigating.
Lee Allen, you actually read? You one of those people that actually read?
Oh, you have to. I mean, I was just reading a book, The Israel Lobby, I got from the library, and it talked about from a John Mearsheimer, US University of Chicago professor, talking about the Israel lobby and its political growth, since 1948 when State of Israel became recognized by the United Nations, and where that's led to now. And for me, reading it in different other sources of information, you can kind of glean your own perspective about it.
Yeah, I should go to the library and get John, I can't say his name, Mearsheimer's book,
Mir,
but I
Mir,
was that did I say it correct? Mearsheimer? Something like that.
Mearsheimer, yeah, Mearsheimer.
Okay, there you go. But I watch his videos and he's excellent. But people will say, okay, Israel, unless you like read the Bible and stuff, you some Hebrew Israelite, people like, I don't really care what goes on in Israel. They ain't dropping bombs on me. I don't live in Gaza. So why should people care?
I think you just have to. I mean, for me, I'm just a history buff, so to read about the entire post-World War II political world order, and for Israel to be a byproduct of that after maybe 50 to 60 years of of Eastern European Jews seeking to get their promised land, and that ended up becoming Israel. And just that whole discussion and the relationship between them and the United States and how that is really set the global agenda we are now. I mean, it's interesting. I watched what was that? My gosh, it was about with the movie about the guy in the Middle East. Um, I should have. I cannot
Je
remember it.
was it Jesus?
No, 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 no. It came out with Lawrence of Arabia. I
Oh, yeah,
watched
yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia. You watch it because you got all of these streaming services, and you watch a movie about Lawrence of Arabia, and here it is. They're talking about if you watch Lawrence of Arabia, you have to look in the context of what that is now. So everybody looks at the Middle East and they look at what's going on in Dubai or Saudi Arabia, and you look at the wealth. I mean, Oman and those kind, and you go back and you look at, Lawrence of Arabia. It just really is it's crazy to look at the trillions of the dollars that came from the colonization of the Middle East over the last 125 years and looking at how important that is on the global world order. And and you say that, and gas is $2.65 a gallon where I get gas at, but it's and oil is $55 a barrel, and these are the things that drive economy.
Yeah. See, as I remember, I seen bits and pieces of the movie. I did not realize when I saw the bits and pieces of the movie, 40, 50 years ago, that what's his name, T.E. Lawrence was a real person,
Yes,
part of
T.E. Lawrence. Yes.
the British Empire. You get to learn this stuff. And if we're talking to regular people, they like, why should I know about some damn Lawrence of Arabia or Omar Sharif or anything? You know what I'm saying? Why should I
Yeah, but
care?
those things, but that's where the history is. It's like, if you go back and you look at Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu, in the first 5 minutes of Shaka Zulu, you get an insight on Africa in ways that you don't in a contemporary sense. Just when you sit there and they're talking to King Arthur and they're saying, well, why do we have to, go to Africa? He said, just look out the window. And it showed how dreary and miserable it was on the island, on the British island, and you say, wow, they had to. I mean, when you really think about those communities in Europe, if you look at it not as the perspective of, of an African American, having African American descent in the whole slave piece, but really looking at the fact that those Northern Europeans did not have a lot of economic diversity, which forced them to have to extend from their native lands to find trade, to find different goods that they could survive on. I mean, you got to think the plague wiped out what 25 to 30% of the Europeans. And so when you get around that and you start understanding that history, you see why the world is it has formed the way that it has, and it gives you some predictive sense on what the world's going to do based upon geoeconomic trends.
Well, you're a very well-read man. I can talk about politics forever, but I'm going to try to keep these shows short until I get my handle on these things. Can I bring you back next year or sometime in
Oh, without a
2026?
doubt. What's that, next week? Yeah, certainly. Yes,
Thank
certainly.
you. Thanks, LeAlan Jones, and thank you for watching, and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.